Hello, everyone. My name is Jennifer. I've been married to my husband, Stephen, for 2 years. When we decided to get married, Stephen mentioned his troublesome sister, who might end up being a burden to me. As an only child, I was initially thrilled at the idea of having a sister. However, Stephen's words also left me anxious and curious about the potential troubles she could bring. Now, 2 years into our marriage, I fully understand and have experienced what Stephen meant. I was born into a relatively wealthy family. My father runs a mid-sized trading company and is well-informed and progressive in his thinking. My parents always respected my decisions, providing an environment where I could freely explore my interests. In 2008, during the Lehman Brothers collapse, I was an 11-year-old elementary school student intrigued by the significant impact this event had on the world. This sparked my interest in financial circulation. Recognizing my curiosity and intelligence, my parents had me take an IQ test, and the results were beyond the normal range. Throughout middle and high school, I continued to research finance. In college, I chose a major that allowed me to deepen my understanding. Eager to apply my knowledge, I decided to try day trading. My professor suggested it as a way to experience capital flow firsthand, but warned about careful management to avoid debt. I researched extensively, identifying statistically favorable stocks for day trading. Starting with a modest sum of all the allowance I had saved up, I engaged in buying and selling the same stock within the same day. My predictions were spot on, and though the increases were modest, my funds grew steadily. Through this process and gradually increasing my investments, I managed to grow the initial amount by more than 50 times in a year. While the original sum was modest, I wasn't certain how impressive this achievement was on a larger scale. However, my primary concern was whether the answers I had derived through research were correct. During a university seminar, I met Stephen, a student known for his analytical skills. We often found ourselves in agreement on many topics, which fostered a close bond between us. Following graduation, I had planned to join my father's company, but Stephen pointed out an opportunity at a foreign investment firm. On our graduation day, during the subsequent celebration, Stephen confessed his feelings for me, and I immediately accepted. His intelligence was comforting, and his understanding nature put me at ease. As we embarked on our respective career paths, our relationship strengthened. Inspired by the concept of trade at my father's company, I researched foreign companies to gain negotiation advantages and establish a solid foundation for our deals. Meanwhile, Stephen used his analytical prowess to identify profitable investment opportunities, earning high praise within his firm. Despite our busy schedules, we prioritized dates, refreshing each other before diving back into work. Over 5 years, our careers blossomed, and our relationship deepened. We became each other's support system, indispensable in our lives. It felt like the perfect time to take the next step forward. I want to spend the rest of my life with you, Jennifer. Will you marry me? Stephen's proposal was met with an immediate and wholehearted acceptance from me. I couldn't wait to begin our life together. During the family meeting, Stephen hesitated before sharing something important. "There's something about my sister Emma that you should know," he started cautiously. "She's a bit difficult and might cause you some discomfort or inconvenience." Emma, Stephen's younger sister by 2 years, was known to be challenging from a young age. She had been exceptionally bright, even more so than Stephen, who himself was considered a prodigy. This dynamic made them a notably remarkable pair in their neighborhood. As Emma grew older, her intelligence sometimes translated into a sense of superiority, viewing others as foolish and often looking down even on Stephen. This competitive spirit led her to enroll in a different but equally prestigious university, always boasting that hers was superior to Stephen's choice. In her career, she joined a rival investment and consulting firm, claiming mastery in investment strategies. However, Emma's attitude of superiority left her without close friends and seemingly without a significant other, harboring insecurities behind a brave facade. She believed no man was good enough for her, always striving to prove herself stronger than anyone else. Stephen worried that our engagement might bruise Emma's pride further, knowing her constant need to compete with him. He feared how she might react and was concerned about her attempt to assert dominance. I tried to reassure Stephen with a light-hearted, "It's okay," but his worries seemed unending, leaving me even more curious about his intense sister. I finally met the infamous Emma at a family meeting. Her sharp, intelligent beauty was unmistakable, though she exuded a cold demeanor. I wasn't sure if that was just her nature or my own preconceived notions. Stephen's parents were kind and humorous, which put me at ease about getting along with them. Apart from the initial greeting, Emma remained silent, simply eating her meal while watching me, as if assessing me. After the meeting, as everyone was leaving, Emma pulled me aside. "I wondered what kind of person you would be, but you're nothing special, are you?" she remarked coolly. "Just a girl who got a job at her parents' company and is probably slacking off." Stunned, I didn't know how to respond. She continued, "I move large amounts of money and make significant profits. I'm on a completely different level than you. Stephen, settling for someone like you is disappointing. Today's lesson is realizing how much you don't measure up to my standard." With that, Emma left the room, leaving me standing there. When Stephen returned and noticed I hadn't left with Emma, he looked concerned and asked if something had happened. I brushed it off with a laugh, saying it was just a minor jab. He apologized for Emma's rudeness, but I assured him it didn't bother me, though I wondered what would happen the next time we met. Strangely, I found myself looking forward to the wedding. "That'll be interesting," I remarked to Stephen, surprising him. Our wedding was a grand affair attended by family, friends, and colleagues from both sides. Stephen and I declared our eternal love and enjoyed a wonderful time with our guests. Throughout the event, Emma appeared grumpy and irritated from the start. I had heard from Stephen that Emma had neither friends nor a romantic partner, so I could somewhat understand her feelings, which I found slightly amusing. During a break for a wardrobe change, as I waited for the staff to assist me, Emma entered without warning. "This happiness of yours is only for today," she remarked coldly. "A plain woman like you won't get the spotlight after this. You're just going to leech off Stephen's earnings, aren't you? I can't understand how anyone could be satisfied with that. On the other hand, I've climbed up on my own. I'm on a completely different level. I'll find someone even better than Stephen and have an even grander wedding." With that rapid-fire monologue, a self-satisfied Emma left without giving me a chance to respond. The staff walked in just as Emma departed, and I couldn't help but burst into laughter at the timing. I quickly apologized to the puzzled staff and began changing. Emma certainly knew how to keep things interesting. Despite our busy weekdays focused on work, Stephen and I cherish our weekends, making the most of our time together. Since the wedding, I had no contact with Emma. I anticipated seeing her next at Christmas when visiting my in-laws, but an unexpected connection with Emma arose sooner. My father sought external consulting for asset preservation and expansion at his company, and although I offered to handle it, he opted for outside expertise from a specific firm. When I heard the firm's name, it struck a familiar chord, but I couldn't quite place it. At the first meeting with the consulting firm, I was taken aback to see Emma among the representatives. The familiarity dawned on me. This was Emma's firm. Emma seemed equally surprised to see me but quickly composed herself and greeted me professionally. It silently became our agreement to act as if we were meeting for the first time, keeping our sister-in-law relationship a secret from the other team members. When I told Stephen about the encounter at home, he surprised me by saying Emma had already called him. "This is ridiculous. I can't work with her. She was just complaining," he said, suggesting I might want to step away from the project. I found the situation amusing and laughed it off, but I knew I had to remain professional. During the meeting, I pointed out flaws and inadequacies in their proposals, backing my arguments with perfect logic. My casual arguments unsettled them. Emma